Webheads, comic book fans, this is my top 10 most anticipated comics for April 13th, 2022. Guys, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. Before we dive into it, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to MutantBeaverComics.com. Guys, if you love exclusive comic book covers, you're going to want to check out Mutant Beaver Comics. They got over 1,100 to choose from. They got great customer service. Their packaging is top notch. And once you go in there and find what you like, you can also save 10% off of your entire purchase by using my promo code Corner10. And not only can you save on the initial purchase, but you can save on future purchases after that. So guys, make sure you check out Mutant Beaver Comics. All right, everyone. So let's kick off this countdown now with the book that's on the hot seat. And once again, guys, it's on this countdown, and it's Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is issue 37. So this time we have Miles and Shift. They got thrusted into some kind of alternate dimension, and now they go on to some quest. Now, this is obviously leading into that storyline. I think it's issue 38 where we get that different Miles, or we get that Spider Slayer, or that Slayer Killer, or whatever the heck he's supposedly called. I totally forgot his name. So I wanted to check this out, dive into this before that issue kind of came out. We'll see how it turns out, but Miles Morales Spider-Man has been on this countdown and off this countdown many, many times. Now, the one thing that you're going to recognize is that Venom is not on this countdown. I will still be reading it, but that book is just not for me right now. All right, so let's move on to the book that's on the rise. And the book that's on the rise and quite impressed me after that first issue was Naomi. And this one is Naomi Season 2, Issue 2. Now, I think Naomi works best when Naomi is in her own neighborhood, interacting with her own people, and she's grounded. I think that's when that book really works well. And that's what happened in that first issue. And I love how she was going through some therapy. She was having father-daughter issues. Her father is trying to recognize that she's not only being older now, but now that she has these superpowers. Her best friend D has gone missing, and we're trying to find out what has happened to him. So, and the artwork was gorgeous as well. So it made for a very interesting first issue, and that issue made me realize why I love Naomi to begin with. Not because she was in Young Justice, not because she was in the Justice League. It was because she was, again, a very grounded character, and I really appreciated that they went back to that, or Bendis went back to that. So let's hope it keeps up. Hawkgirl's making her appearance in this issue. We'll see. So this book is 32 pages, $4. Let's hope it keeps up. Moving on to number 10. This book has dropped so far for me, but I'm still reading it. I'm going to see it through because I think it's only 6 issues. This is Rain issue 4. We obviously have these clouds that drop needles from the sky. It's an apocalyptic situation where it has killed people, and it's killed our main character, who her name is Honeysuckle. It killed her girlfriend, and she wants to relay the message to her mother by walking to Denver, Colorado to let her mother know that her daughter has passed away. But along the way, she's come across obstacles, right? And you come across these weird characters. The reason why this book doesn't necessarily all work for me is because it is such a condensed story, and the problem is you don't have the time to flesh out the enemies that our main character is facing. Unlike The Walking Dead, where there was 100 and something issues and you had time to tell that story, here in Rain, it just doesn't work quite the same. Great concept, but I would love to see this book be, the story told a little bit longer. So we'll see what happens with it. This is a $4 comic book. Coming in at number 9, and let me tell you, like I said, there wasn't a lot of great comic books I was anticipating this comic book week. I'm scrolling. I'm like, not that excited about this, not that excited about that. It just seems like these ones have come out, and these happen to be my, 10 that I'm going to read, So this one goes to Captain Carter issue 2. This is the number 9 spot. the first issue was fine. You know, it's just like you get Captain Carter that came out of the ice, and now she's been presented to be being part of the job, teaming up with Strike and whatnot, and things are not quite what they seem to be. You know, we'll see how this story plot continues. She's got this obsessive neighbor of her, you know, and she wants to follow her. There was just nothing really special about that first issue. I liked it, but I'm like, we'll see where it goes. So, you know, I'll check out issue 2. Again, these are not my most exciting comics ever. Coming in at number 8, this is Kaijus Score, Steal from the Gods, issue 1. This is from Aftershock. Now, the first iteration of this story was actually pretty cool. It was about this hustler who was trying to do this weird job with this kaiju that come to Florida, and I don't know, they collect kinds of money or whatever. This story happened like last year already, or maybe almost 2 years ago, and now they're coming out with a second installment of it. I just remember that it was really well done. The artwork was very unique, and it was something different. So that's why this is on the list this week. I'm going to check it out. So if you're looking for an independent book, you're looking something different from the big two, and you like kaiju, you know, hey, why not, right? I mean, I live in Florida. Why not see some kaiju come up upon my shores, right? It's a weird book, dude. However, though, this was optioned by Sony, so we'll see what happens with it, right? $5 comic. Coming in at number 7, we have X-Men 10, X-Men issue 10. Death strikes swiftly. The X-Men's troubles just keep piling one on top of the other, and now an old enemy steps forward to cut in on the dance. What does that even mean? I don't even know what's happening in the X-Men right now. We got so many different little plot lines going on. The one plot line I remember is that you got the dude that was a scientist that wanted Mars from himself. That's the only thing I know right now, that he's on Mars or whatnot, and he wants to fight the X-Men for it. That's the only thing I know. And then you had some MODOK thing. You had Captain Krakoa, who was Cyclops. Like, the book is weird, you know? But I do like the artwork. I think it's gorgeous. I think the action is really well done in this book as well. But the reason why I'm continuing this series is Firestar is making her way back into the X-Men. So I'm going to be continuing it. And I feel like I have all the X-Men book. I feel like I have to read the main X-Men title just to see what is going on. However, I am starting Marauders this time around, and someone recommended X-Men Red too. So we'll see where it goes. 28 pages, $4. Nothing knocking my socks off so far today. Coming in at number 6, we have another X-Men book. I should have mentioned this. I forgot. This was X-Men 92, House of... I don't know what that Roman numeral is. Is that 9? Like, what is that? This is issue 1. So we have the 90s X-Men back once again, right? But somehow they're taking a huge leap forward, and they're founding their own nation of the island of Krakoa. So we have current X-Men mixing with X-Men 92. Is that what's going on in this comic book? I think that's got to be kind of weird, right? I don't know. I'm going to see what it's about. I guess they're coming across the Krakoan age maybe around 30 years earlier than anticipated. Do I really want Krakoa in my 90s X-Men? No. If I want current X-Men, I will read that. Hopefully they don't come across that resurrection bullshit in this book too. The reason why this is higher on my list is because, again, it's 90s X-Men. That's what I liked about it, you know? I don't know. We'll see, man. So 28 pages, $4. Any of these books getting you excited this week, guys? This is an off week. Coming in at number 5, we have Elektra issue 100. Technically, it's not 100. It's legacy numbering 100. But this is celebrating her 100th issue. And this is a new starting point for the characters on what things are to come. So Elektra has been all over the place this past year or so with her being Daredevil and whatnot. I'm looking forward to it. I'll check it out. This is obviously an oversized by a little bit. It's only 36 pages. They're not charging you an arm and a leg for it. It is $5. So we'll see. I think now we're starting to get some good books. So coming in at number 4, we have Life Zero issue 3. So obviously this book by now, if you've known, is done by Marco Cicchetto, who does the artwork from Daredevil. And that's the whole reason why this attracted me to begin with. So I was really excited to look at the artwork. Then when I found out that it was a zombie book and it had very similar tones to The Walking Dead as I was reading it, I've liked it more. We've got to see the Strike Force rescued the captain, and the captain and one of the people on the team are ex-husband and wife, and they're looking to get their daughter out, and their daughter's at some social worker's house, right? So that's what they're trying to do. That's the mission at hand. You got an idea of how this apocalyptic situation came to be, and I think seeing them trying to survive is pretty cool. One of their own has changed by the time we got to the end of the last issue, and you get to see them deal with that situation. Great book, man. I really love this. This is a lot better than I've expected it to be, and this is done by Ablaze. So maybe if you can get issues 1 and 2 on the rack, you can check out issue 3. Love this book, man. $4. Here we go. Coming in at number 3. This piques my interest a little bit. We have Flashpoint issue 0. So we have the Shadow War that's going on in the Batman comics right now, but the grand scheme of things here is we got this Flashpoint thing. Oh, and I forgot we got the Death of the Justice League that's going on too. So it looks like we got 3 different things going to be going on. We got the Shadow War, we got the Death of the Justice League, and we got Flashpoint Beyond. However, as much as I'm skeptical about another Flashpoint, I am very curious to see what it has to offer, just because Jeff Johns is attached to it in some way. So we'll see what happens with it. I don't know. I'm really curious to hear in the comments below. What are you guys thinking about this sequel to Flashpoint? I thought the first one was really good. Obviously, it set things up for the new 52. I really didn't read Flashpoint until after the fact, but I love the story in general. I actually really enjoyed the movie. I don't know if a sequel is necessary, but I am excited for it. 48 pages, $6. I think number 2 and number 1 are really worth getting excited over. I think this next book has strong potential. Coming in at number 2, this is called A Town Called Terror, issue 1. Yes, horror book. Again, if you're not a horror fan, then you might not be excited about this. And I'll give you the description so you understand, but this scene's pretty cool. Henry West is brutally kidnapped in the middle of the night while his wife Julia watches, terrified. Henry awakens to the reality of his whereabouts, but Julie, with no evidence of the phantom crime, is unable to get help to search for him. A new series from the minds of the cutting-edge horror creators Stephen Niles from 30 Days of Night and Simon Kudurinsky from Spawn and The Punisher. So that sounds like an interesting plot, and I'm on board with that. I love the indie books. I love horror books, and what makes them even better is hopefully that artwork inside is very graphic and detailed, and I'm all for it, man, and it's creepy. Like, I want to read this book cuddled up in a corner in a fetal position, scared to death. That's what I like about horror books, right? So this one is 32 pages, and this is $4. So then my number 1 most anticipated in a very lackluster week for me, anyway, is Noctera issue 9, Pedal to the Metal part 3. With a fresh member on their roster, Team Sundog must traverse uncharted waters with one question on all their minds. Who, or rather, what is Eos? And that's the place that they're searching for in hopes to get light back in the world to end this PM event. And the person that they teamed up with in the last issue, you never thought they would team up with, which was absolutely awesome. And that last issue was the best issue of Noctera that I read in a little while, so it got me really hooked on the book. You got to see the main enemy in this book, and it wasn't Blacktop Bill. I mean, I was really excited. So This book, with great storytelling by Scott Snyder and wonderful artwork by Tony S. Daniel, you can't go wrong. It makes total sense why this book is #1 most anticipated for April 13th, the Lackluster Week, right? So there you guys have it. They're my top 10 most anticipated. I want to hear in the comments below what you're looking forward to. And of course, guys, if you love the content, check out more content right here. In fact, that's my top 10 comic book covers of the week, where you can vote on your favorite comic book cover of the week. And as always, guys, keep buying, keep collecting, but most importantly, remember, always read your comics. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you real soon. Bye.